Hey, good day, everybody. I recorded this download like about a week ago, on my phone. I still have it, but I kind of feel like I'm in a better space to do this only because I've been listening to this is a subliminal I used to listen to back in 2019-ish, and it's called Energetic Debt. I'm going to play it throughout this video. It's called Release Energetic Debt Subliminal. It is by C CEE on YouTube. I've been listening to their subliminals for years, like years since 2019. And it's saying this will release energetic debt from your body, mind, life, soul, relationship, genetic code, chakras, etc. Release energetic debt hold you from sorry. Release energetic debt you hold from situations happening now, from past lives, from your ancestors. Be free of any obstacles and difficulties caused by energetic back. Reclaim your energy back. Be extremely lucky. Okay. And the reason why I wanted to continue having this play is because I remembered we are pretty much really into the aspect of Aries and Saturn, that Aries Saturn transit that's been going on for like about a week or two now. It's a very new energy. The energy is going to feel new for a while, at least for the next couple of years. It's going to feel There's going to be a sense of newness. And I went through my Saturn return because my Saturn is in Pisces. So I went through my Saturn return, and my Saturn return really hits my 12th and my first house a lot. And as someone where it hits my first house, it's like pretty much the perception of my own self, how I perceive myself, like what debt have I cleared or what debt do I carry with me on a physical level of who I am. And I wrote down cleansing and releasing any energetic debt, especially if you have Saturn in Pisces, even Aquarius, the last two Saturn transits, energetic debt and how to transmute this energy. Because we are all heading into a Saturn and Aries energy, we need to find a new direction for this karmic energy to travel so it can benefit us. Aries, the baby, sense of being gentle with the self, childlike, too, like Aries and Pisces, understand the sensitive natures, even if one can see more volatile because of the Mars energy, and one can see more dreamy and artistic because of the Pisces energy. So it kind of reminds me right now that we're really in an in between state of mind. Clearly, like we're clearly. Hold on a second. I have to take off my glasses for a second. It's my eye. We're clearly in an in between state of mind and in between state of frame as we are leaving that Piscean energy and we're entering in the Aries energy. And this could seem like, oh my God, like it's such going to be such new and like maybe harsher energies, especially when it comes to, I guess, not like, I don't want to say the karmic energy, because Saturn does rule the karma, like, what karmic debt we have in general, what paying what you got to pay what you owe type of energy. And Aries is kind of like that, is really that energy of like that God of War energy. Like, oh yeah, I got to pay what I owe, but like you might, it's almost giving like you might have to pay it back in blood. And this could be physically, this could be metaphorically speaking. We can even see this being played out in our not just government system, well, yes, our government systems, but also in a, I don't want to say socially, because I don't want to pick a system where I'm seeing it, and like I just don't think this is that reading personally right now. But what I will say is that when it comes towards the self, and especially someone who coming out of like my own Saturn return, the things I've learned about myself is where my where can I be selfish, where can I be selfless, Because the one thing about a Pisces energy, a Pisces technically is all the signs just wrapped up into one, and it's asking you, what have you learned? At least to me, that's how I take in that Pisces energy. It's a bit selfless because it is willing to give up certain aspects of itself. Excuse me one second. Excuse me. It's willing to give up certain aspects of itself for a higher and greater purpose, for a higher and greater good. But when does that become detrimental to the soul? When did that become one second. Hey, it's got itchy leg and I'm laying in my bed. But when does that become detrimental to the soul? When does that become karmic? And when does that become harsh, right? Like when those things happen, what, like, seriously, when does it become karmic? When does it become harsh? When does it become unfulfilling to you? And the Aries energy just brings you back to yourself, which is so beautiful, which is what the Pisces energy really needs to hone in on and learn. It's like, as much as the Pisces energy is every sign, it also is itself. So how do we become and how do we learn from our neighbor of how to become a little bit more selfish? Especially, like, if I'm using myself as an example, especially in my first house, how do I become more selfish in this energy where I'm able to put me first, but that putting me first also helps the collective. I'm sorry for the shakiness. Like, how do we put yourselves first where it also helps the collective? And especially, even with the Aquarius, you can tap in, especially if you have Saturn in Aquarius, you can tap into its energy too. And even Aries, I encourage these three signs specifically. If you have a Saturn in Aries, if you have Saturn in Aquarius, if you have Saturn in Pisces, to tap in. Because where can you find the most amount of, like, not desire, but the desire to do well for yourself too, the desire to put yourself first. I keep hearing, I gotta put me first, I gotta put me first, because that's what creates the most amount of harmony. Four of Wands. Because if we're really thinking about it from a perspective of, like, our karmic debt and releasing karmic debt, we're coming back to a state of balance and harmony within the sense, a marriage within the self. This doesn't have to necessarily be an outward marriage, because we're clearing and releasing shit that doesn't serve us. Heartbreak, tension, pain, wounding. And this could be heartbreak from past lives, since we're talking about Saturn. Karmic debt that is hard for us to mull through. So, one thing about the Saturn and Aries energy you're going to be going through is the desiring to create harmony within the self again, because Aries is the I am, it's the self, it's the ram, right? But how do we create a sense of, like, how do we, from the pain that we felt, how do we create a sense of balance and homeostasis? We're trying to come back into balance within the self again. This is about a union and marriage between the self. It's not, yes, it can play out in the 3D with, like, other people, places, and things. Of course it can. Of course it can, 100%. Why can't it? But right now, especially, I always feel like Saturn transits are like dark nights of the soul. It very much is like you're on your own journey. As much as collectively you might be with other people, a whole generation of people, you're really doing this on your own. This is the work you do for yourself, the work you do for you. Either you're going to learn the lesson or you're not, and that's up to you. Come on now. How we get back home to the self is real. 919. Come on. How we get back to the self is fucking real. How do you come back home to yourself? I don't know if y'all know that video or that song by FK Twigs, Home with You or Home to You or whatever. Because I feel like the Pisces, even if we think about the Jesus energy or whatever, I'll die for you on my terms. But have even had the lessons that I needed to learn to die for you, or to like a sense of a self crucifixion for myself, because I've learned the lessons, because I've healed enough, because I've done the work, because I'm able to give myself, or God or the divine is able, the old God Saturn is able to give me my Ace of Cups. Is it worth it? Did I put enough work in? Sing About Me Dying of Thirst is another download song. Like, check it out. Um, the one thing that I've realized about being in a Saturn return is how much more can I give to myself? How much more can I give to myself? Me giving the more to myself is me giving back to the collective as well. I'm able to share these messages and do all these things. And people be like, oh, like, you must have changed into a new person. You're doing all these messages. I've always been this person. I've never been it publicly because I wasn't harmonized within myself clearly at one point in time. I can tell you, I was not in harmony within the self. I'll tell you that for free. For years, I was out of discontent, disharmony. Even when I started getting into subliminals in 2019, I was I came to subliminals because I wasn't in a place of harmony within myself. But I found so much peace in listening to subliminals like energetic debt. I had so much peace listening to this. I was like, oh. And this was my first inkling of being like, oh, this is peaceful. This is nice. This is not rigid. It's not ruminating. Like, this is for not just my own physical health, this is for my spiritual health so I can be of service to other people. If I'm really about that Saturn in the first house, that Pisces energy, with like especially having a cap rising already, it's like, well, I gotta be of service to people. I don't got a choice. But that means I gotta be of service to myself. And I really don't have a choice there. 12-12. I didn't have a choice. I had to be of service to others. And I thought to be of service to others was to be like, not like a kiss ass or to be sucking up to people, but it meant to put myself behind. But really, being of service to other people really means I have to be of service to myself first. So if I can't do that, sorry, I can't do that because I got to put me first. And especially being a mom, and especially being a woman and a black woman at that, I have to put myself first. Oh, I want to go do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Oh, I'm going to take that trip? Yep, I'm going to take that trip. When I come back, I'll be better. I have to cancel that membership and do something else. I'm cancel that membership and do something else. But also at the same time, let me deliver this message and give it to the collective because they need it too. This is how I am of service to others. But this is me being of service. It's going to be different based off of where the Saturn hits in your chart. It's going to be different for the way that, the transits hit and align, your big three and everything. The way you do, the way you are, the way you move throughout the world. Like, if you have kids, you don't have kids, you got pets, you don't got pets, you travel often, you don't, you have hobbies, you don't have hobbies, you spiritual, you not spiritual, it's all contingent upon you. And I feel like, oh, well, you don't need to be spiritual woo woo to understand that. You're right. But some people, more than others, are trained from birth to be a certain type of way. I'm just looking at me the way y'all looking at me. Okay. Unless you smiling, then. But seriously, excuse me. The scariest part of a Saturn return is that you're going to see yourself. The scariest part about a Saturn return is that you going to see yourself. Anything else for that Eight of Swords, please? Seeing all the places you don't want to see about yourself. Seeing the things you do to yourself. Imagine seeing all the things that you do to yourself on a daily, consistent basis that ain't right. And that's the energetic debt. All the karmic shit, why we get to experience it when we're like 27 years old, is because it's our first taste of like how we see that we've held ourselves back. Do we want to repeat those patterns? Are we still in our south node? It really just asks us, are you in your south node? Because you're allowed to, free will, you're allowed to do whatever the fuck you want in this life. Excuse my French, but you're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. You can live in your south node for the rest of your life. It's okay. You're not going to grow, or you're going to grow in your south node. So if you don't get close to your north, it's like, how are we really trying to grow in terms of in an expansion level where we actually feel and be abundance, and we're actually not afraid to be ourselves? Excuse me, pardon me. Burps are confirmation. I'm just passing gas. But drink some lemon water. Excuse me, thank you. It's just really about what debt you're releasing to get to the castle. Because look at this. Doesn't this imagery look very similar? One looks way more open and one looks way more closed off. South node, north node, where are you? What you have to get through. You got to get through this. The heartbreak, the bullshit, the pain. I'm not saying that you should trigger yourself traumatically again. If you feel like that might happen, please go see a professional. I'm not trying to tell you that, going to a psychic tarot reader is the best thing. Maybe it is for you if you're here, like going to a healer or somebody who knows healing services, Reiki, life coaching, who else? Like there's a lot of resources and people that can help you get through this so that you can live in your north node. It's just an aspect of which one you're desiring. Because once you start to live in your north node because you have to get through the shit to live in your north node. You have to look at your heartbreak. You have to look at the things that pained you and realize that I've had a pattern of this, or this is something that's happened over and over and over again. Because if I want to give myself, or if I want God or the divine or Saturn to give me something new, because Saturn is an old god, Saturn is the old sun, to give me something, the desires of my heart or what I want to achieve for myself, guess what you got to do? You got to go through it. You got to feel it. A Saturn return, people always talk about it being harsh and hard and scary and everything, but you know why? Because you have to go through your old shit. And a lot of times your old shit is karmic shit, south node shit you've been doing since you've been like 0 years old. I wouldn't want to say like that, but you know what I mean? Stuff you knew from that past life though. From long time ago till now, and now you gotta look at it. And then people be like, oh, what about people who didn't pass like their Saturn? It's not about if you passed your Saturn return. Some people will always, some people will repeat the shit until they get tired of it. But Saturn always gives us the energy and the opportunity to live in a way, to see our own karma and to be like, do you want your dharma? Are you ready for that? And then you get to answer the question yes or no. Because realistically, it's like, given that with great power comes great responsibility. And this Wheel of Fortune, that door that can open for you, that door of fate, that door of dharma, the door of karma, whatever you gonna get. But you have to step into that power though. And you know this. With the high priestess, you know this. You have to step into your power. That's the only way. Stepping into your north node is stepping into your power. Another splitsies, the Eight of Wands, the messages that are being sent to you, from you. Maybe physically messages with the wands. It could be a physical text message, an email, a letter, confirmation of some sort. My burping, I don't know. Maybe my burping is helping somebody. Like, you never know. But it's helping you alchemize, but like in a physical sense, your 3D world, how you navigate the 3D world, how you're able to be given to, if you're able to even enter in a flow state that you're able to be given to, especially if you are, or you dive into more feminine energy. We both, all of us, have masculine and feminine energy within us, and sometimes we got to just sit in our feminine and just kind of feel that shit before it actually can trickle into a physical manifestation. You just got to ask yourself, you know what is interesting? I'm looking at this. This is the back of the castle. See the castle in the background? Look at this castle. Isn't that not the back of that castle? I swear to God. It's the back. Where are you? Hello, good evening. Where are you? Where are you? Because if you're at the back of that castle, I'm telling you, if you're at the back of that castle, untie yourself. Leave them shits behind. 88 could be significant. Front of the castle, front of the castle. Ready to go. Ready to go right now. 2222. You ready to go. Ready to go. You just got to choose. What direction are you heading in? I'm going to say this is going to sound weird, but before I was like, I even pressed record on this reading, I was thinking about Dubai for some reason. I think I was, because I was talking about it in my previous reading about, like, I think it came up, I can't remember. But one thing I know about Dubai, if you buy a first class ticket on Emirates specifically, anywhere in the UAE, they will drive you anywhere. Like a chauffeur shuttle service when you land in Dubai, anywhere in the UAE, they'll drive you there. I don't know, I'm getting that strongly with these pyramids. Anywhere in the UAE, you'll be driven. I don't know if that's significant if you're from the UAE and you're watching this. Hey, any Emirates staff, hey. But I'm telling you, there's something about knowing that you can be driven anywhere you want to go. Contingent, literally contingent upon your positioning and what position you want to play. It's always contingent upon your positioning. Where you want to stay, north node, south node. You want to be stuck in them karmic cycles and loops. You can do that shit. That's your business. It's like people be like, oh, free will. Yeah, for sure. Free will, whatever. Who cares? Yeah, you can do whatever the hell you want. This is your life. A lot of people be like, oh, I never want to come back to Earth again. Then you better play your cards right and better against that north freaking node. That's it. That's it. That's all. Hmm. There might be some resistance, wounding, based off of, life. And that's fair and valid. So take time with yourself, obviously. I'm not gonna be the one to tell you that you need to ram through. Like no, you gotta but you are being encouraged to keep going though. The one thing I can tell you, this kind of gives me a reminder of my own, um, I guess, Dark Night of the Soul, um, and Saturn energy. I'll call it like that. I remember I had a dream once. I had a dream. I was There's a famous painting. This was I. Let's start there. There's this famous painting, and it's about. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Oh, I have no data on this phone, which is very interesting. Oh, wait, it came back. And I had a dream that I was running through hell, literally running through hell for my life. I was literally running through hell, and I thought I made it out, but I fell into a ditch, and then I woke up. This dream to me showed me that I was in a space. I was in my north, my south node, but I was trying to escape to my north. And I'm thankful, for that dream because it showed me that. Um, yeah, I was like really thankful because it showed me that. Um, but I had to keep going. As much as I was hurt, as much as I was scared, as much as I felt alone. And also on top of that, while I was going through all of this stuff, I was also a new mom. So, to put it that all together too, I'm also new to the life I'm living. And during this time, I was finding out a lot of things about people, like people that I was in relationships with, people who didn't have my best interest, this new version of myself being a mom. And I was literally trying to escape and find my way out of hell. There would be so many dreams I would be trying to escape out of hell. And that kind of sucked. I ain't gonna lie, it fucking sucked. I can't, let me see if I can find it. I will show you this one. It literally looked like this. Like this is what the dream was. I swear to God. It was giving that type of vibe. Like escape room. And this artist is, hold on, let me see who this artist is. I just actually saw his name. This guy? I don't know his name. Like Hieronymus Botch was a brilliant original Northern European painter whose work reveals unusual icona iconography. I don't even know that word. Sorry, y'all. Of a complex individual style, he was recognized highly as an innovative, the creators of devils, a powerful innovator seeming nonsense of full of satirical moralizing meaning. His paintings are sermons of folly and sin, addressed often to innates, consequently difficult to translate, unable to unlock the mystery of the artist's works because there's so much going on. I'm not here to analyze this dude's paintings or anything like that, but this one's another really iconic one, and I've seen it like so many times. This one is a very interesting one as well. I don't know if you guys know his work. His work is very interesting. But I think to myself, in terms of who I am and seeing myself in that painting itself, like, and being like, I had to ask myself, what the fuck am I doing here? There were times I had to ask myself, what am I doing with these people? I was so in my South Node. To me, this artist kind of creates visuals of South Node. Like, they're interesting, but they're not that beautiful. Like, to me, maybe to me they're interesting, they're not that beautiful because it's more corrupt. And oh my god, this one is some one that a lot of people have like there's problematics with. Ooh, what page did not go through? Anyways, but the thing is about them is that they teach us about, I don't want to say immoral sin, like I don't want to say that, but they teach us about our own sinful natures and our own devilish ways, and how that can mess up our discernment because we're so locked and blocked into things we wanted to see because we've known them for so long. We've practiced them for like 27 years, 25 years, 20 years. And now we're finally getting a taste to be our own person. And we're being asked, do you want to continue the progress, or you can delete this progress and do something else? It's up to you. And we get multiple chances, not just our Saturn return. Our Saturn return is like one of the biggest chances we get to do it. But it's not the only chance that we get to do it. It's one of the biggest ones, but it's not the only one. And that's the most beautiful part about it. Anyways, I'm gonna close up this reading here. I think this place is a good place to stop. I have to go pee. That's the only reason why I'm stopping this reading, because I really gotta pee. Anyways, I hope you guys have a fabulous day. If a part two, or y'all want a part two on this, like on this reading of Saturn returns and shit, we can do a part two on the Saturn return reading. I just really have to use the bathroom. It's like, oh, you can pause it. It's like, man, I'll see y'all later.